Hey folks, I'm Dennis. Thanks for watching my video. Today I'm going to swap the stock outside mirrors on a 2018 F150 with tow mirrors that I bought from Boost Auto Parts. Let's get started. I'm not affiliated with Boost Auto Parts in any way. This just looked to be the higher quality, more easily configured mirror. They're compatible with BLIS. They let your blind spot indicator work. They have you can get heated top and bottom section. They've got power folding, power adjustment, all that kind of stuff, which I wanted. The only thing that these don't have is power extension. My truck's not equipped with that, so I didn't need it anyway, and it doesn't bother me to not have that. But everything else is supposed to work right along with all the factory features. So pretty good looking mirror. It's got the puddle lamp. The ones that I bought have switchback lights, which means these turn to amber when the turn signal's on, and they run clear for running lights, and then they also give you the spotlight. So that's just how I wanted mine set up. So let's get started on taking the old one off. And I will say this, one of the things that you have to be aware of is the connector. Some trucks have an 8-pin and some trucks have a 22-pin, so you need to match that. There is an adapter cable you can buy from some places, but I wanted to make sure mine matched because that's what's going to give me all the functionality with my truck matching with these mirrors. So I got 22-pin connectors. All right, one of the things that I recommend having is a trim tool. You don't have to have that. You can get this trim piece off with your finger if you want to, but it's easier to not tear up the plastic and your fingers if you got one of these. I'll leave a link below where you can buy a pack of them real cheap. I forgot what I paid for these, but it came with like 3 or 4 of them, and they were just a few bucks. They come in real handy. You want to open your window so you can reach the mirror while you're taking it loose. Open your door up. Take your trim tool. You want to take this off, this cover off. There's 4 clips. There's one here, and then 2 down here. So just get up underneath it, pry that out, get up underneath it, pry that up, and you can pop it out. And then you can see you got a clip here, 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 and here. And they pop in here, 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 and here. All right, so once you have this off, first thing you want to do is take the plug out. There's a catch right here in the middle on the front side of the plug. You just pull that towards you like so, push it in, and pull that plug out. That's a 22-pin plug. An 8-pin plug, looks about like so. But you want to, before you order your mirrors, what you want to do is pop this off, that cover off, check your plug, make sure you're getting the right plug for your truck. 2 studs here off of the mirror. One that's just a keeper for the cable, so you can pull that off. That way you get it out of your way. Take those 2 off, and then there's 2 bolts back here. There's 1 bolt here, and there's another bolt right there. They're both 10mm bolts, or 10mm nuts, 10mm bolts. Be mindful if you're using a ratchet or a wrench of swinging, you don't want to tear your paint up. Just be mindful of it while you're doing this. So one of the reasons you want to have your window down when you do this is so you can take the nuts off and the 2 bolts out and hold your mirror. Most of the time you're going to have to kind of pull that off, but just in case, you want to be able to support it so it doesn't fall out and break. You may want to keep your stock mirrors or sell them or whatever, but you don't want to tear them up. So mine's not going to go anywhere, so I'm actually going to go around to the other side of the door and pull it off. So then with all 4 of those loose, you can just take your mirror and work it out like so. And I'm just going to take a clean rag and wipe this surface off It's not too dirty, but still, I just want to, anytime I take something apart, I like to clean it, because you can get to the places you can't reach otherwise. So this is what the outside of the door looks like once you got the mirror off. And like I say, I just kind of wiped all that off just to get it good and clean. This is the back side of the tow mirror, the new mirror. I'm going to take that corner protector off. You want to take, if there's a stud protector on one or the other, you want to take both of them off. And there's a hole on the other side of this door where this lug lines up into. It's pretty obvious which side is which, but it'll say left hand or right hand. So that's where your 2 bolts go, and that's where your 2 studs go. And of course your plug. Oops. So what you want to do is first make sure that this seal on the back side of the mirror is lined up right. You don't want it sticking out in weird places, and sometimes they'll do that, especially up here on the front. So you may have to work that in once you get the mirror hung. This lug right here on the top will go into this hole, and then of course the stud's going to here, and then there's an alignment pin down here on the mirror that goes right here. I've got my door shut about halfway so that I don't worry about scraping my fender up. You could shut the thing the whole way if you wanted to, but this will give me enough room. So then just line all that up. Lift up on the mirror a little bit to get this top lug fit. Then go through and make sure that all your seal is behind the mirror and not sticking out, because once you tighten that up, you don't want it sticking out. So I got a little bit sticking out there. You can also take a trim tool and tuck it back in there if you have to. So then, just to be safe, I'm going to put the top nut on the stud up here. That way I don't have to worry about dropping the mirror. And I'm going to take my trim tool and I'm going to tuck this seal up underneath here before I tighten the mirror up. Putting the nuts on the studs and putting the 2 bolts in. So I would just snug them all up first and then go back and tighten them up. Get your cable keeper on that bottom stud, plug your connector back in, then test it. You can pop your cover back on if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and pop mine on. I'm pretty confident it's gonna work. You just pop that on like so, no big deal. All right, so now I'm gonna test it. So I'm gonna select the left mirror. The top section is power. The blind spot section is manually adjusted. You don't have power on it. So that's out, in, up, down, no problem. Let's check folding. Folding works fine. That light's working fine. We're checking the spotlight. Yep, you can see that comes on. That's the running light. That's the blinker. So the switchback is working fine. That's the spotlight. So I'll have to check the BLIS function completely when I'm driving, but when I power the truck up, you can see the light comes on. So I think that's a pretty good indicator. This is under the mirror. So here's your puddle lamp, and then right here is the outside external temperature sensor. I'll confirm this in the comments, but as I recall, you have to tell them that you need that. So here's how the truck looks with them installed. I got, of course, got both sides on now. I hope this helped you with your install on your tow mirrors. Thanks for watching my video, folks. I appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care and God bless you.